What's up, everybody? It's Zach again. Part 2. As you noticed, the part 1 cut off at the end, which is fine. It was too long anyways, but crazy thing too is right when it cut off, like, my phone instantly started freezing up. No reason, wouldn't work, wouldn't, like, text, screen would freeze up. Like somebody didn't want me getting that message out. The only way that they can is go through that fake world environment to slow you down. But I got a replacement in, so here we are. Anyways, I was talking about the child custody thing. I ain't talking about that shit, but there's lessons in it again that I learned, and I'm sure other people could hear it. So it was just, the other side had known my story that I'm sharing at the beginning and saw it, believed it, obviously, until that went down and try to use it against you, of course, right? Lesson number 1. So the court didn't force me to do that, religious rights or whatever, right? But I knew it was my opportunity, so I jumped on it, volunteered. I wanted to do it, and as fate had it, usually takes about a month to get in as a new patient, right? And I called, and I just so happened to be a cancellation today. So if you can get here within an hour, come on in. My ass was there within a half an hour, and did my evaluation and all that, and passed with flying colors. And not only that, about a year later, I had to contact that office to, I was getting copies of those results, and the therapist lady who I'd seen, she said, "I just want you to know I haven't been able to stop thinking about your story you told me in the pictures you showed me." And there you go, Might even help her, Not necessarily everybody that those people say are crazy, right? But some barely are, but I don't know. But anyways, that's the point of that. With the blockage on the phone, it's gave me more time to think, and this is just how I'm gonna tell it now. Is some of the manifestations that have begun consciously. It's kind of the whole story, but people think I'm fucking batshit crazy on this one, but A, there's been witnesses. B, first time I did it, second time I did it, it's just coincidence, whatever. But 100, 200, 300 fucking times, and then being told. So anyways, that's how all this shit was really going with in my woods when it first started, shamanism. Being told that past life was a shaman. And that's another reason, whatever, it's hard to even put into words, like, why I never shared it, because it was like, number one, at the beginning, fear, knew what it sounded like, people's reactions, you know what I mean? But then, not wanting to sound like fucking, like, arrogant or cocky, trying to be humble is sort of the right word, but not even that. Just, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck's this guy? You know what I mean? Like, saying he can do. But what's the saying? The truth is like a lion. All you got to do is set it free, and it would defend itself. Well, that's fucking true. And this is truth. I can prove it. So let's set it free. Started with, like, energy manipulation teachings with all the spirit animals and the smoke, to being told that I've had thousands of past lives, being told that I was the most powerful shaman to walk the earth. That's what I mean. So, like, saying that to people, like, who the fuck? But I promise you, that's what I was told. That's another thing too. Weird to say, I guess, but like my innocence in the whole thing proves it. That's what I was talking about, like God's, you know, crazy madness, chaotic fucking love doesn't make any sense until the end, because it pieces it all together. So what I mean by that is, after a bunch of stuff with that, telling me what they told me, I went on for a while. It was very interesting too, because it would be a lot, for a few weeks, however it lasted, it would be certain spirit animal energies that I'd be getting in smoke pictures, different things. But then with the fire, I was asking people, friends with the smoke too, like, what do you want? They'll form it, blah, blah, blah. Well, promise you, I'm out there one night, and I just had a burning log, and by the way, also, when you say I hear, that's happened a handful of times, especially at the beginning. The rest are downloads. They're better in hearing. I mean, you know, in the stomach, like, holy shit. But anyways, another time that I heard them, and you know the ironic shit on that is, Catholic priest or somebody, see him on like Sean Ryan podcast, he asked him, like, how do you hear God? Like, because they were talking about, he was saying the same thing I'm saying, and the priest guy was like, oh, I hear him in my head. Oh, okay. So it's totally normal for them, right? But if you're not wearing a hood, you can't say that shit. It reminds me, not to get off track here, but similar to nobody else knows what God's telling you. One day I showed ex-mother-in-law, I mean, I don't know, tell you everything, right? But one of the pictures, and it was a fire picture with 3 angels in it. She looks at it, she literally goes, holy shit. Oh, like halfway, like, you know, disbelief, because these were clear as day. She's like, I'm gonna have to ask my preacher guy about this. And kind of hit me a little later, like, yeah, go ask him. Don't ask the person that took the fucking picture and that they're speaking to. Go ask somebody else, right? Makes sense. So anyways, I'm out there, burning log, and I hear them tell me, you're doing it with your mind. And I'm like, okay. So I look at this fire burning, and I literally think as I'm looking at it, which is important, consciously focus is part of it. And I do, and I start thinking of now. And I promise you, I'll watch this fucking fire start forming a now face. Take the picture. This isn't the first time something like this has happened either. I take the picture, and literally as I see a perfect owl face in the picture of the fire, 5 feet away from me in a tree, fucking owl. Same time, like, boom. Oh crap, right? So now that journey begins, and I start doing like meditations, just however long a song would last, right? And visualizing types of rocks. And this is when the rock 1.5 years began. It's where my thousands of crystals I was talking about. This is probably the reason I got thousands of crystals, is God was grounding me, because he knew how fucking heavy everything was, you know, a lot of crystals. But so there's been a handful of different rocks, but there's the first story. It's like, well, that's part of what I was saying before, like the innocence in the whole thing, because I'm going around telling people, like, freaking out, you know, and telling them, like, dude, it fucking happened. And, you know, that kind of shows. And when you piece it all together now, it's like, you know what I mean? It's take longer to explain fully, but the innocence in it just shows I'm obviously not making it up. Why the fuck would I? But anyways, I forget, it was so many, this was 2023, yeah. So I was talking to my 2 boys, and they wanted like they're talking about bears and different stuff, but then they had said something to me about a gator, an alligator, crocodile alligator, and I'm like, I want to stick to animals around here, you know, Native Americans especially, blah blah blah. But later on, I told him, you know, the gators around here, but then found out later it was wrong, just as far as trading the stuff. You know, the Indians would travel, so they bring back gator artifacts and whatever, or carve them, but then gator teeth and blah blah blah. So anyways, part of the story, because I'm out there and doing my visualization thing, and I'm saying I want a bear, turtle, and by the way, this is the first time I did more than one. I was always just focused on one thing, and then I said bear and turtle, and then I literally was like, I don't want a bear, because I already had a bear, and I'm like, let's do the gator, right? So I do all that and go out to this spillway on my lake, and I'm looking, I promise, 5 minutes, and I start pulling this rock out. As I'm pulling it out, I feel like what it's shaped like. Right? And I don't know how good you can see this, but I mean, it doesn't look just like a fucking gator crockhead. You know, coincidence, but there it was. And then here's the 5 minutes later, turtle. And then, funny enough, still got the bear. Even stands on its own. So then I'd, you know, be telling people like, do this, do that, and one of my buddies like, do a fish. All right. Tell me I don't look just like a fucking fish. This one's almost like the chief picture I was on about. Even the biggest deniers are like, that's a fish. So like I said, I was like doing my totem animal stuff. My second totem animal is a beaver. I mean, I don't look like a fucking beaver. Tell me I'm wrong. I'll show you I'm right. Fucking tail. Give me a break. So I did other stuff, and then a little humility here. I was trying to show off to a girl, and did another turtle, and my two boys even named the turtle that's so perfect Snappy. And here's Snappy. Even has a fucking beak on it and everything. Look at the neck sticking out. Now, obviously with the phone, I'm sure they don't look as good, but it is what it is. You know, many more times. But anyways, I had two people with me, or this one. Started doing different like charm pieces and stuff. There was a lot of bear energy, and I put the string on this, obviously. Tell me I'm wrong. Literally exactly how I found it. Look where I put the string through. It's exactly how it was when I found it. I did not touch the damn rock. All I did was put the string on. It worked. Fucking charm. But I wanted to wear it because it's too fucking precious to me. So I have to keep it in here. So I went on, and then literally stuff would start burning. I've said that to somebody too. Part of that innocent story again. Like I spoke the truth, right? I know halfway knowing what I was saying. When I was sharing that, like stuff even starting to burn. It burns how I think it to be. Didn't even know what I was saying at the time. But that's happened many, we can have any time. So that's just the truth. What else? So that was all phases, right? Like I said, so there's a conscious connection with that, and that's basically, I guess you'd call it almost like a training, because that's how that would go into make it last a year. And then I would almost get stuck, I guess, and be like going back and forth. They're clearly also saying, you know, there's a Father, there's a God, one God. It is a three. I've seen it. It's a purest light, just uncontaminated, hard to explain. I've only seen it twice in person. Fucking crazy story too, but it's true. So jump back to that though, because that's part of the truth here. I'll wrap it up with that. But gotta start, instead of start questioning myself like I was doing in the past, and people like saying the stupid shit they say, I think the better thing here is to start asking why. Because especially the pictures that I got just last night, after posting that last video, they were very happy. It's full of everything. I've been blind and fucking see these. Start asking, why is Archangel Michael, why is seraphim angels all around every time? I could take a picture right now. I got them in live mode. You should see them. You see them in the live mode form. Crazy shit. Kissing. You know, and that to me is like overwhelming comfort, love that they're showing me and telling me. To a lot of crazy shit, you know. Crosses everywhere, non-stop crosses. Forming the sparks into eagle helmets. And that's what you see when I post pictures. If you start noticing the sparks, you don't see their faces. You can in some. It's usually an angle and almost not a shadow. But as far as the animal, like helmets they have, you see those plain as day. Especially Michael, he'll show. I got the one last night. Owl face, eagle face, just like the Bible even says. That's another saying. You know, the multiple faced. The Bible is true, real on that. I can prove it. So it's just crazy that people, you know, actually what's in the Bible, pictures of. But again, why? Why is this all happening? Seraphim angels, don't they like guard the throne of fucking God and shit? Archangel Michael, why is he always here? I know he's obviously with other people, but I mean, he's always with me, and he's speaking constantly. It's him, the Holy Spirit, that's telling me these things. Non-stop crosses in the picture. Kiss crosses all over my shoulder, on my forehead, them laying their heads on my forehead. When it was all smoke, it looked like mass feathers. And I had said it to a buddy of mine who was like more religious side and Bible studied, and it was, again, there's that innocence, not knowing shit, that I'm telling him that. He's like not responding. He's just like saying it to himself as I'm speaking my story. And I told him the feather smoke showed him. And he's like quoting things from the Bible. He will cover you in feathers. Like, holy shit, dude. I got thousands of these. And that's what it is, right? Constantly touching the forehead, like I said. Crazy stories with the sun and light. That's still going on. I don't got time to tell that one. Tell it later. To, like I said, the non-stop crosses to now the Jesus fishes. Jesus fish symbols all over. So, just like anybody would, right? This obviously means something. And this part sounds weird, but it's fucking true again. Like I said, they show up as a lot of animal faces or on the helmets, right? But Michael's always eagle or an owl. If it's looking at you, it's more of an owl. An owl's wisdom, protection. What most people don't know is more past, more of an ancient, I used to call it. You know, I think part of Christianity in the past Owl represents Christ consciousness. Sees in the dark, brings light to the dark, sees the unseen. That's why my number one totem animal, which I learned in the beginning of all this, is an owl. It's an owl, beaver, jaguar, black panther, swan, groundhog, or not groundhog, but a prairie dog, wild boar, and a horse. And as most people know, the owl stories are insane. Just had one today, 20 or about an hour ago. I didn't even see him, unfortunately, working, but I put my shovel down the ground, made a noise, and I hear him take off. Huge, great horned owl. So yeah, that's part of the craziness that was going down. But once I get my battery to die on my old phone, hopefully I can get it to transfer these pictures from last night or 2 nights ago and post them, because I wait till you see the colors, the formation, everything. And by the way, like, I thought asked them, like, this is how I do it, and I just simply asked them, though, prayed to God if he was happy, and that's exactly what he was guiding me to do, until show me some love. And boy, did I get it. The colors alone are fucking beautiful. But that's a part of the thing I forgot to say. So the animal faces, this sounds weird as hell, but Michael would keep appearing, and then they would start showing. He would be plain as day owl face, huge angel wings, and always holding up a baby owl next to me. This went on for years before I started getting that stomach and realizing it, seeing it finally. Like, what the fuck, you know? Why does he keep? It's like he's telling me like I'm his baby. He's an owl, and he keeps showing me as a baby owl, and it's all white owl. And then it starts owl mask on me, putting them all over. Perfect formation. And then that was one of the times I was gathering wood. This is last summer, and I'm just, you know, doing my thing, grabbing twigs, stuff off the ground, and I turn around. Holy shit! It was the first time, you know, as light, probably 30 feet away. The whitest of white, light being, all white, I can tell you, glowing. Kind of looked like there was like all white beard. He was standing at an angle, and he has his hand out like this, and they're just standing there. It's so hard to explain the like flash blend of light frequency that changes to like the different animal faces, creatures of the three. Three is very important. And anyways, in his hand is that same fucking all white owl mask laid out. Nope, not hallucinating, sorry. Debate anybody. I mean, come on. Like, I saw that shit. So that's what we ask. Why? Like, read in the Bible what all these angels, how holy and powerful they are. And this is what they're doing. This is what they've been saying. And they're still saying. And they're very, very happy, like I said, that I'm finally speaking and telling you what's been going on, because they want you to know. Because everything that I said that I can do, you can do too. It goes more with some of the truths. I don't know if the Bible says it or not. I think it does, right? The Godhead. That's like the spark. Yep. We're all one. I don't know if they say it or not, but yep. I'll talk about that more next time. Let's see if my fire's on. It's a waste of time. The take 2 sticks, take whatever, right? Smack them together, get a big flash of sparks. They all hit poof, at the same time. So damn close together as they're floating off, right? But in space-time, no time, God's time, whatever, that tiniest little gap in between sparks can represent thousands of years of differences. It's just the truth of it. We'll all get there. That's why you're supposed to show love and patience. It's similar like a kid, you just don't know yet. But also reminds me, some people get too much into the love thing. It is all about that, the love. They've shown me that, like, bigger than shit. But as far as defending yourself, you don't have to fucking take their head off, but you don't have to be love if they're attacking you and making stupid ass fucking comments. So anyways, that's just my truth, and there's more to come, and I look forward to sharing it with you. So damn long, man. I wanted to tell this story, but we'll have to wait. That's a story with well, I guess you would say one witness, but it was 2 people that came out for healing. One guy had done it with me before, asked to come back, and it was during a photo shoot out here, and we needed an extra guy, so an extra guy came out. Was with this dude for like 4 hours, normal, whatever dude, until he asked to go to the healing ceremony, and let's just say some wild shit happened, but it was for me, I guess. But I'll explain that one next time. Trust me, if you want to hear that one. Love y'all. Have a good one.